Bulelani, very good morning to you. So, what are IEC officials telling you at this stage of special votings? We're in, 3 hours or so. All systems go?
Well, good morning to you, Blaine, and to the viewers at home. We are coming to you live from the Regional Operations Center of the Eastern Cape, which is based at the East London International Convention Center. Of course, as you've said in your intro, over 200,000 special votes are registered here in the Eastern Cape, and they will have to be entertained over the next 2 days. Of course, yesterday, the IEC here in the Eastern Cape has assured everyone that they will be reached, provided that they are at the places where they reside, if those are people who are home visits. And people have been urged that they must be at home when IEC officials arrive. Of course, the IEC has its work cut out, as it has the highest number of special votes in the country. Joining me now to give us more details around how the process of special votes has gone this morning here in the Eastern Cape is the Provincial Electoral Officer here in the Eastern Cape, Ms. Khayakazi Magudumana. Ma'am, thank you so much and appreciate for taking time to speak to us. Give us some light in terms of how has this process gone this morning.
Good morning. Well, we are really excited by the fact that the weather condition is much better than what we've seen in the last few days, because it does impact in the work that we do. We have started on a not so good note, I must say. Firstly, there are 3 voting stations that are not operational as we speak due to community protest. One is in Matatia, the other one is in Yandeni and in Moshwa. There are communities that are actually blocking our IEC staff to actually do the work. The security forces are actually assisting us with that so that they can safeguard our material and, most importantly, our staff.
Are these now service delivery protests, or are these related to the work of the IEC?
We are told that it's service delivery protests in the 2 municipalities, but in one municipality it's where the community is saying that it's not what they see on the ballots that they've seen maybe on the website. Remember that our ballot papers are on the website as well. It's not what they prefer as a community.
At this stage, do you know when perhaps maybe these will be resolved?
We have no idea, but as I've said to you, we are ready to operate as soon as those issues are resolved. But the security personnel is assisting us in making sure that the community protests are controlled. So as soon as that is resolved, because we cannot put the IEC staff at risk. So if they are saying no voting, we need to wait until there's calm and people are able to allow us to do our work.
Overall, the process of the special votes with regards to home visits and as well as those people will not be able to vote on Monday, how is it going?
It is going fairly well. The teams are out there visiting every person that has registered today and tomorrow, and we're appealing to all voters to please be found at home, because if we find you, we get to your house and you're not there, we are unable to revisit, because if we do that, we'll never finish the list that we have. And you must remember that we have the highest number of special votes in the country. So those 183,000 people that we need to visit today and tomorrow, we need to make sure that we finalize that by end of business tomorrow.
Have you been able to establish why you have so much high numbers when it comes to home visits?
I really wouldn't know what the problem of the voters might be. It's a combination of those people that will not be able to vote on Monday in the stations that they have registered because of deployments. And if we are looking at the SAPS capacity, most of the SAPS deployees are normally from outside the former Transkei and they get deployed there. Maybe the chunk of those are from that sector. And also, I think it's the publicity that we've done as a commission. We really try to make sure that people understand that you don't have to force yourself to get to a voting station. There is this facility and they should please make use of it.
Now, given these 3 VDs that have been disrupted, have you been able to establish whether here in the Eastern Cape there are hotspots or places where you are concerned that there might be protests come Monday?
According to the security report, yes, we do have 53 voting stations in the province out of the 4,809 that are regarded as medium and low risk. We have that list, and the security forces have deployed in all those areas. So we are in the lookout as a province in terms of ensuring that they are our ears on the ground, and they will do what is necessary if there's any disturbance in our work.
Now, yesterday when you were officially opening the center, you talked about some of the challenges that the IEC is facing, particularly around infrastructure. Do you believe that the areas that are in rural areas, particularly in windy areas where you'll be utilizing tents, that you've done enough to maybe secure those tents?
We've tried our best. In the last election, we did have challenges in the Nelson Mandela area and there were some parts of Alfredo region where our tents were really in trouble and a few were even collapsed. But this time around, what we have done as a commission is to improve on the quality of tents that we've provided. Most of the tents that we've provided are actually frame tents, but there are a few areas where, because of the high prices, I don't know for whatever reason, that service provider, they just make sure that their prices are not reasonable. And in areas like that, we're forced to procure pole tents. But it's very minimal. Majority out of the 150 tent sites that we have tried and procure the frame tent so that we actually avoid what happened in the last election.
Now, before I let you go, I've read some media reports around over 300 VDs as well, where they will be using candles and battery lights to actually operate. Are you aware of those, and what measures are you going to put in place to ensure that all the parties and all the stakeholders are on board to ensure that there is a free and fair process?
There is a provision of lamps in stations where there is no electricity at all, and including the 150 sites where there is no electricity. The use of candles is just if everything fails, but we have provided adequate lighting. We are making use of the lights that we have used in the last election, and also there's procurement of a bulk of lamps that have been procured recently where we will be deploying or deployed to the stations to make sure that there's efficient light on the day.
Ms. Khayakazi Magudumana, thank you so much for your time, and we wish you all the best in the next couple of days, and we will be obviously speaking to you from time to time to get an update in terms of how the electoral process is going on here in the Eastern Cape Plain. It's back to you guys in Johannesburg.
All right, Bulelani Phillip, live for us in the Eastern Cape. Thank you very much indeed for your reporting, sir. Lots to